What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 79 of Snakes and a Fat Man. Here's a little bit of that has-been rock and roll that nobody likes to listen to. Alrighty, fucking listen up. We got some Herp Show shit going on. The Conroe show was actually this weekend, so if you missed that, you're too fucking late. However, they're going to be in Longview, Texas on June 25th and 26th, followed up by Slidell, Louisiana, July 23rd and 24th. They're going to go to Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, on July 30th and 31st. They're going to be in Corpus Christi, Texas on August 13th and 14th. They got a little home show in Bryan, College Station on August 20th and 21st. Cool thing about the home show is Herps actually shuts down the Herp shop when they do the home show so that, they don't go to the shop instead of the show and they don't take away from any of the vendors there. So vendors should thank Sean and Lori every fucking day for doing dumb little shit like that makes them the best fucking show circuit in the country. They're going to be in Austin, Texas, August 27th and 28th. Then they're going to be back in Conroe in September, the 10th and 11th. They're going to be back in Conroe, Texas. That's the big one. Look at this. They're going to be in New Orleans, Louisiana, September 17th and 18th. And they're going to be in Waco, Branch Davidian headquarters on October 15th and 16th. Listen, you could email them, all right? You could totally email Sean and Lori with any questions that you have. You could tell them how fucking awesome they are. Or, you big fucking dummy, you could go right here. Click this button. Ask a question. Pow! Just ask it online. Yeah, who wants to talk to people anyway? Fucking it's 2022, man. All right, I'm just saying. Anyway, go to herpshow.net. It's the best fucking show circuit in the country. You have any questions, you just fucking ask. Fucking, you got all these fucking other jerks coming into Texas, fucking trying to be the big man on fucking campus. You know what? Fuck them. All right? Fuck them all. Fuck them in the ear. That's all I'm saying. Herps, man. That's the way to do it. herpshow.net. Oh. Rip the fucking paper. Listen, Morph Market is always working on larger features, but they are also making smaller updates to improve your experience. That's what it's all about. It's about the user experience. So, that being said, Morph Market would like to remind you to check out these features. The Animal Manager. It now has 3 views for viewing your collection. List view, gallery view, and card view. You can now create custom tags to group and organize your animals. And really now it's available for all Morph Market users. not just sellers. All reptile owners can use the Animal Manager to track their animals. In the future, you'll be able to transfer animal records right into your customer's collection. Boom, just like that. John ain't no bitch. Listen, there's also improved image support. No more needing to resize your images. You could upload images up to 30 megabytes of your beautiful animals. All right, I think that's a little bit of overdoing it. You know, you don't have to really, ass kiss to the fucking customers that are putting up pastel lessers. Image support actually has an additional feature where you can now upload transparent logos. If you didn't know that your logo should be on a transparent ping file, really, there's fucking no helping anyway. Fucking douches. Anyway, the team is working on many new big features, including in search of alerts, so you could get notified when your saved searches get new results. Follower alerts, so your followers get notified when you post new animals or offspring groups. Man, they're just doing a lot there. This is a lot more improved than fucking last week when John just told me to watch a video and fucking come up with my own fucking commercial. He really did good this time. Morph Market is committed to providing you as a breeder the full range of products and services needed for your business or hobby. Listen, go to Morph Market and fucking become a member right now. Morphmarket.com, the market of morphs. What's up, everybody? Listen, I know what you want me to talk about. I totally know what you want me to talk about, but I'm not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. What do you want me to say? It was childish fighting and rumor circulation based on manufactured proof 6 months down the road? Not gonna do it. What do you want me to say? That one of the people involved just care about Instagram numbers and their popularity at the moment? Not gonna do it. What do you want to hear? That one of the people just decided to drag the other person's name through the shit, even though said other person spent years in the hobby, helping the hobby out, going above and beyond, doing things for people, and even donating to USARK, even though they're not in America? You want to hear that, don't you? But you're not, because I'm not going to say it. You think I'm going to say that one of the people involved literally fucked me and leaked a private email I sent to them to a group of fucking feminazis that tried to shut me down probably just about a year ago today? Yeah, I'm not even going to say that. What I will say is that what might have started as a way to bring attention to a serious problem that the hobby has literally turned into a year-long shit show that left a black mark on the industry again, because people don't know how to act like fucking adults and handle things. Well, congratulations. At the end of the day, people know who you are now. They don't like you, but hey, you got your name out there. Big props to you for using social media in the worst way possible. Once again, it's time for me to reiterate that if you don't use Reptile, you are a Reptile bitch. This is one of the reasons you don't have any friends. Reptile is the best coconut fiber, chips, and chunks on the fucking planet. Listen, you don't want to buy your coconut chip from a bunch of bitches that are just trying to make a buck off the name of a product that they invented 30 fucking years ago, do you? You want to know that you're supporting a guy that gives back to the community without even being asked to. A guy that just does the right thing because it's the right thing to do. Because at the end of the day, he's been on the success side and the fucking failure side. The giving and the receiving end of everything. Plus, the Reptolution apparel brand is just making its way around the fucking world. And for every shirt sold, 100% of the profit from those shirts sold goes back into helping the community. Basically, what the Reptolution brand does is it provides sort of like a slush fund that is always available for members of the community if they have an emergency. Listen, at the end of the day, don't be a Reptile bitch. Be a Reptile bro. Buy a brick, a bag, a bigger bag, or a fucking shirt, at reptile.com today. Okay, so I may have been a little railroaded with this month's 15 Minutes guest. I had made an offhand comment that he should come on one of the Zoom calls and forgot about it. A month went by, didn't even think about it twice. Then some other douche on the fucking Zoom call publicly reminded me that I said that I would have this guy on. But honestly, this kid has really earned his spot on 15 Minutes, and I should have asked him probably 3 or 4 months ago. Every 2 weeks, he puts up with constant abuse from everybody on the fucking Zoom call. And I mean everybody. And the funny thing is that the kid's been doing it longer and probably has more knowledge than most of the people making fun of him on the Zoom call. I mean, maybe that's true. I don't know. I'm just looking for nice things to say about him. You know, he's kind of a douche, and you know, he kind of brings it on himself. So really, I'm just doing what I got to do to fucking, you know, make the dude look awesome. Caleb Howell deserves his shot at greatness. Did that work? Do you think that sounded sincere? Listen, here's my 15 minutes with Caleb Howell of Caleb's Exotics and More. The fuck's the more?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Snakes in the Batman proudly brings to you its new breeder segment, 15 Minutes of Lame!
Hey guys, it's Justin at Canova. So in the past few years, Canova's become the top source for amazing ball pythons. Now Chris tells me, Justin, it's time to give back. So we're sponsoring the 15 Minutes of Lame to support the new and upcoming breeders. So jump in here. Let's hear your ideas. Let's hear your thoughts. Maybe you can turn your 15 minutes of lame into 20 years of lame, just like I did. If you want to be the man, you got to beat the man. So bring it.
15 Minutes of Lame!
All right, did you just put a breath thing in your fucking mouth?
No, I was scratching my neck.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right, everybody. We have Caleb Howell from Caleb's Exotics and More. What's up, fucking big time? How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Well, we kind of lost a bet in the Zoom call, and now you're here. So fucking, it's all good, and fucking, I'm happy to have you because I should have had you about a year ago. Okay, so
Yeah.
thank you for coming. Oh, calm it down, motherfucker. All right. All right, so you know how this works, right? We're gonna put 15 minutes on the clock starting right now. And listen, what's with the Caleb's Exotics and More?
Well, when I started to figure out a business name for myself, I had plenty of time to figure out one, but I just couldn't figure something out. So since we have a lot of exotic animals from all kinds of species, so Caleb's Exotics and More, instead of just ball pythons, I sell other stuff, but yeah, I mean, I don't just sell ball pythons, I sell other stuff too.
All right, but ball pythons is kind of like the main thing.
Yes.
Okay, and what else do you do?
Breeding on the side, I produce eyelash vipers. I had my first litter of eyelash vipers October last year.
You are not the dude that should be breeding venomous fucking snakes. Are you fucking kidding me?
Well, all right, I've been keeping venomous under my dad's mentorship for about 5 years now.
Oh, holy shit! You fucking got balls, man. All right, eyelash vipers. What else, man?
Nothing else for me for breeding, but my dad deals with the venomous as well, so he does a lot of venomous stuff. But as for me, what I breed is just eyelash vipers and ball pythons. That's it. He breeds other stuff too.
You are probably the only dude on the planet that's breeding ball pythons and eyelash vipers.
Yeah, I mean, my father took over the ball pythons for a long time, ever since he was raising me, and he decided to give me the ball python breeding project to me back in 2017,
Okay.
and that's where it started. So, and the first pairing I did was a uh, pastel male bred to a normal head pipe female, and I got a lot of shit for it,
Yeah.
and
Basically,
people
you
were,
produced junk.
yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I mean, I produced a pied out of that clutch almost 5 years ago, and like, I got bashed, and they were questioning like, "Why are you wasting your time with that pairing? You're not going to get a pied out of it." I proved them wrong, and we got one pied out of the egg. But yeah,
Uh,
it was great.
okay. Well, fucking. Well, the thing I'm gonna ask, and I think that honestly, you know where this is coming from. Texas, man. I mean, there's Jack and Heidi Dunlap. There's fucking Mike Brizzy. There's fucking Royers. There's fucking I mean, there's 20 other ball python breeders in Texas. There's JT. There's I mean, you got stiff competition. What makes you think, or why should people buy from you?
I mean, I produced a lot of cool stuff like any other ball python breed would produce. I mean, I produced quite a few different color variations of morphs, and I mean, they're just so incredible to me. I mean, I've made. I mean, not I didn't make over like $1,000 at my first show of ball pythons. I made over $1,000 selling everything
Right.
from my first show.
Right,
But
right. But are you competitive with like Jack and Heidi or
no,
Brizzy or anything like that?
no, sir, no,
Okay.
not at all.
Okay. So you're producing more lower end stuff or
um, Pretty much a mix of both low and high end.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's something going on. Fucking I still love you Texas people, so it's all good. Right. And you're like fucking 11, right? So how long have you been
No,
fucking doing this?
I'm 22, man. I'm gonna
Right.
be 23 this year. I've been in the hobby all my life. I've been First snake I caught. I was 4 years old. It was a bull snake out in West Texas, and I've had that. My dad helped me take care of it. I've had that snake since I was 4 until I was 10. He unfortunately passed away when I was about 10 years old, and he was like any kid, any pet is best friend to them. So that guy was my best friend for
Right.
6 years.
Yeah. I so what you're saying is you didn't have many friends growing up?
And not that young of an age.
Yeah. No, I get that.
I had friends, but I didn't have many friends at that age.
All right. All right. Now, you're a show guy too because I mean, you basically grew up on the fucking herp show fucking circuit, right?
Herps, all kinds of shows here in Texas. We have a Texas, a Houston area show called ETHS, East Texas Herpetological Society.
Hmm.
We haven't had a show in about 4 years because our herp club has been around since the late 80s, and some of the members in the club are like getting up there in age and don't really want to do the shows anymore and
Right.
run it. So, and we still have social events, but no shows anymore.
Right, but you still do like the herp shows and the Arlingtons and shit like that,
Yes,
right? Yeah,
yes,
okay. All right. And you basically you vended your first one alone, what, like a
yeah.
year ago or 2 years ago?
Uh, I think it was late. It was late 2020, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, it was. It was just like about several months after we opened up since the pandemic,
Right.
and
Okay.
that my first show was in Stafford, where my dad worked, and he helped me a little bit at the first show.
Mm. Okay. Well, fucking and that was a herp show, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay. Cool. And why you call me sir? You never call me sir in a fucking Zoom call. All right. Fucking, you seeming
I
a
have a
little
few
fake.
times.
You seem a little fake, man. All right.
No, I'm not.
Uh, let's let's talk some sponsorships, okay? Obviously, you're in Texas, so you better use Reptile or you get fucking murdered, right?
We have Reptile, but my dad is not that big of a fan because it's not really holding the humidity in our racks very
Oh
well.
man.
But I like it. He doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
All right, so I don't know where to go on that. I think you know what? Fuck it. JT gives you a fuck you. All right, JT gives you and your dad a fuck you. Okay, um, you've been to a herp show, right? Or you vended
I
herp shows, so
I've been I didn't vend at every herb show because I didn't have much inventory to sell. But our first herb show we ever vended was in 2015. That was
right.
under my dad's business of Wayne's World of Snakes. Um, but yeah, that was at the first Conroe herb show, I believe.
Yeah, I mean you've been knocking that out for a while. So Sean and Lori do not give you a fuck you. Okay.
No,
Um, Morph Market. Do you use Morph Market?
I have an account, but I don't have much. I mean, it's very early in the season for me. I don't have many babies right
Right.
now to put up on the site, so I do have an account, but I don't have anything up on it.
That's that's okay. John Layman does not give you a fuck you either. Okay. So you're crushing it right now.
Mhm.
Okay. Have you ever bought a snake from Canova?
No.
Oh, see, Justin is just like, fuck you, Caleb. Right. You fucking and now you only do ball pythons and eyelash vipers, right?
Mhm.
So you probably have not bought a snake from Kenny from Bow Affliction.
No.
Kenny's one of the nicest guys in the industry, and he's basically saying, fuck you to Caleb's Exotics and more. Yeah, Kenny does not like you, okay? He's about just 2 steps shy of making a mother joke, right? Now, in your house, do you have any focus cubed habitats?
uh, like big enclosures and all that. Uh,
Well, focus from Ashley and Steven.
no, we don't.
You don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about, do you?
No.
Holy shit, they're a Texas company. How do you not know that?
Hey, I know a lot of Texas breeders. That there's some I've never heard of.
Okay,
In all
well,
honesty.
please, Ashley and Steven from Focus Cubed Habitats gives you a giant fuck you, and they're probably going to curb stomp you at the next fucking show. So, fucking just make sure you watch your fucking back, okay?
Okay.
Do you have anything in your house from sea serpents?
We have a incubator that we acquired from a family that had some reticulate pythons. The owner that owned the retics, he passed away back in December, and he had all these retics, almost all of them retics except for three. Two were ball pythons, and one was a
Right, I remember all of this.
Hermes
Yeah.
python.
Okay. So
And we
yes, you
acquired
have an
that
incubator.
incubator. Yeah.
Okay. So, it's 6 degrees of separation from sea serpents, but Chris Nettles does not give you a fuck you because you have one of his incubators. So listen,
It's I found out it's like an older model, and
it's
the
probably before he actually bought
yeah,
Hotbox. Yeah.
the latches on the incubator are kind of rusted, but it
Yep.
does close.
Okay. You don't have to tell me everything bad about what my sponsors do. Okay. All right. It's okay. But I had some of the older ones, and the same thing happened. Okay, so it's all good. Now, what's the plans for 2023? Are you going to be going out again? What big projects do you got going on, and what's shaking with that?
Um, I don't really have any big projects in my mind right now. I mean, if something comes up, I'll go for it, but no big projects in my mind right now.
Okay, and are you vending or no?
Depends if I have a lot of inventory
Well, how
later down the
many
road.
clutches are you expecting this year?
To be honest, I'm not really sure. I mean, I have my first clutch of the year hatched pretty recently, and I have another clutch in the incubator, and I have another female that's due to lay in about a month and a half.
Okay, so you're probably going to get 18 to 20 eggs with
Some, yeah,
with
something like that.
definitely what you have on. Um, And you'll sell those on Morph Market, or you think you'll do a show?
Probably both.
Okay. All right. So, and what do you think the best and worst thing is about this dumb fucking ball python community that you are neck deep in at this point in your life?
Worst thing, I just think that other people that don't have ball pythons, they don't know what it's like to keep them. They just bash them.
Okay.
Mm.
That's the worst thing?
Yes.
Not the flippers or the fucking rampant overproducing or anything like that. It's just people that bash them that don't have them.
I mean, ball pythons overproduced.
That's a shitty answer. Fucking, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna give you a chance to redeem yourself here. What's the best thing about the hobby?
Just producing a lot of cool stuff.
A lot of people would have said the people, okay? Because cool stuff means nothing without cool people to buy it. But whatever. You're young, fucking you're not that jaded yet. You're still excited, when you're fucking gonna hatch a clutch, when the older dudes are just like, all right, Cobra food, head for freezer, fucking pet shop, fucking sales. It's all good. Now, if people want to get in touch with you, what's your big platform that you use? Are you an Instagram guy? Are you a Facebook guy?
I have both Facebook and Instagram. I don't post a lot on Instagram like I used to. I used to when I first got Instagram a couple years ago, but I do post a lot on Facebook.
Okay. And how could people get in touch with you? What's your names on Facebook or your Gmail or whatever?
So my Instagram is Caleb the Snake Man. There's underscores, so it's Caleb _ the Snake Man. And my Facebook is my name, Caleb Howell. I don't have my actual business on Facebook yet.
Okay. And are you like a registered business or anything yet?
No.
Okay. That's okay. Fucking, you gotta crawl before you walk,
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, dude, like fucking thank you for actually coming on, because I know you probably thought this is just going to be just like the Zoom call and he's going to rip on me for fucking 2 straight hours or 15 minutes.
I actually didn't think of that because I've watched previous 15 minutes of lame videos from your channel. I'm like, I got to get myself prepared for this. So I had to watch a few of them to get myself prepared for this.
Well, that's good. You going to come to the Zoom call on Sunday?
Hell yeah. Always.
Fucking A. You are fucking an adamant supporter of the channel. So fucking don't think that I don't appreciate it. Oh, it doesn't even matter if you support the channel. But 15 minutes is done right now. So fucking my friend, thank you, brother, for doing this. And you're a fucking even though we give you shit, you're a fucking rock star, man. And fucking
thank you, man.
Hope you know
Much
that
love.
You got to take some shit growing up, especially when you're the young one,
Of course.
All right, brother. Well, fucking thanks again and have a great night, okay?
You too, man.
All right, brother. Bye-bye.
Thanks for having me.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Snakes in the Batman proudly brings to you its new breeder segment, 15 Minutes of Lame!
All right, I have a couple of questions for anyone trying to run a business in the reptile industry. Do you ever feel like you're held back by a dated or detailed image? Are you sick of competing on price or convincing people to buy your fucking animals? Are you ready for a change but not sure where to start? Stewart Design guides ambitious companies to discover and share their meaningful difference and empowers them to reach their greatest potential. If you've been listening to me for a while, you probably know my man Blake Stewart at Stewart Design. If not, I'm certain you've seen the waves they're making within the industry. They've worked with the biggest and baddest players in the game, Stewart Design rebranded ball python extraordinaire Justin Kabilka over at Canova. They also created the brands for Amos Reptiles, my boy Zach Nava, Garrett Hartle with Reach Out Reptiles, as well as many, many more. Not to mention the rebranding and all the work that Blake has donated to USARK just because of his love for the industry. Stewart Design helps take that dumpster fire shit of a logo you drew in Microsoft Word to a whole new level. Get your big boy pants on because this isn't a game. There are literally thousands of breeders and more coming out every day. So how the fuck will you stand out at Tinley or on Morph Market or at Daytona? Why should anyone buy anything from you when there are literally thousands of other dickheads out there selling the same stuff? If you want to run a real business and not some part-time fucking hobby, you have to stand out and look the goddamn part. If you give a shit about your business and want other people to give a shit about it, get a hold of Blake Stewart over at Stewart Design. Stewart Design is a professional branding agency. Just check out their website to see the list of major national and international awards that they've won. And besides creating kick-ass logos, Stewart Design also designs and prints everything you need to crush your next show, so you don't look like another fucking reject. Business cards, stickers, flyers, table covers, banners, you name it, they got it. Visit sdidentity.com or email info@sdidentity.com to learn more. That's info@sdidentity.com to get started. Now, every now and then in this hobby and with this show, I'll meet an individual who reminds me of all the people I grew up with. And although Michael Stefani is like fucking 73 or something like that, he reminds me of every fucking Eye Talian, Guinea fucking Goomba that I grew up with who had a fucking heart of gold. Or at least he reminds me of one of their dads. I fucking love this guy, and I honestly can't say enough good things about him. Man, I mean, these fucking Italians always make you feel fucking right at home. Here's my one-on-one with Michael Stefani of Mike's Monitors. All right, everybody. I have my fucking Italian Goomba Chooch brother from fucking Chicago here. Fucking Mike Stefani from Mike's Monitors. What's up, brother?
What's going on, my man? How are you? Glad to finally make your acquaintance in your show.
Yeah, man. It's been a while. I definitely, yeah. I mean, we started talking in the green room prior, and I'm like, this dude is like a brother or a father. I don't know how old you are, so I don't want to, offend you, but you could definitely tell that we come from the same stock.
Absolutely. You know what's it's crazy because like my brain, I'm fucking 18. My body, I'm like 65 or worse. But what's been catching on a lot lately, Michael Juarez, the MJ, he started calling me Uncle Mike. Right. So now I got people all over the place calling me Uncle Mike. So I guess I got nieces and nephews everywhere. So
that's fucking cool. Awesome, man. Well, it's like you're the big, rough, tough guy that's approachable,
Yeah.
Until they talk to you and you tell them to go fuck themselves. Then it's,
that happens.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what's monitor wise? When did you start this? Because I heard about you this year, I think, or maybe last year when I saw the barrel cages. And I was just like, holy fuck, these things are so fucking badass, right? So that's when I started hearing about you and then following you. But when did the monitor thing start?
Well, just like everybody, I've been into animals since I was knee high to a grasshopper. I used to, catch ants and, burn them with the magnifying glass, just all kinds of shit, catching frogs and toads. And I probably shouldn't have said that, burning them with the magnifying glass, but it is what it is. What are you gonna do? I mean, when you're a kid, you're a kid. So I started like in the neighborhood, just catching shit around the neighborhood. And then when I was old enough to get out of the neighborhood, I'd go to a few towns away to railroad tracks and a frog pond, turtle pond, just catching and collecting animals. So like for my 5th birthday, my mom gave me a box turtle, and it's pretty much I've had some kind of bird, fish, reptile, whatever since then. So it's pretty much your typical story, just somebody who loves all the creepy crawlies, I guess in my late teens, early 20s, I was breeding rainbow boas and colubrid snakes. And so I kind of found a little niche that I love North American desert rat snakes. So I was doing them for a while, and we have a local show here. It's when you're an old dog, you find out how good you had it back in the day, I mean, back in the day, it was just what we did. But now we turn out that this guy, Lee Watson, he had a reptile swap in Streamwood, Illinois. And man, oh man, I'm telling you, we used to wheel and deal, everything that you weren't supposed to deal. And you could go to Lee Watson's every other weekend, and you could find anything you wanted. But it was all different back then. Now they got conservation police walking around shows and stuff. It wasn't like that back then.
Yeah, no, I remember even 20 years ago in California, they'd have reptile swaps at a mall. And you could just go and get like fucking a Savannah monitor, a wild caught Savannah monitor, like at the mall in front of Sam Goody, and the guy would just hand it to you. And no matter what, it could be 30 years old or it could be a baby. And he wouldn't care if you were like fucking 13 and you had fucking $500. He's going to take that money, hand you that fucking thing, whether it bites your fucking fingers off or not. And I miss when it was like that to a point. But please go on. Yeah.
So I was there doing, I'm also a retired concrete finisher. So, hey, if you know anybody who needs to be fitted for some boots, let me know. I got you covered, bro.
Okay.
But so like in the wintertime when I would get laid off, I would bring my snakes, my baby snakes, and sell my animals. And somebody wanted to trade a rainbow boa for a peach throat monitor, and I didn't know anything about monitors back then. I shouldn't say that. I knew about Savannahs, Asian water monitors, and Nile monitors. I had no idea there was so many cool monitors out there. I wasn't a lizard guy. So this guy kept bothering me. Another vendor kept bothering me. Oh, come on. And, I was like, just bring the thing over here. He bring that peach throat monitor over to me, and I was like, holy shit, no problem. We'll do this trade right now. So, so we did the trade, me and this guy, and, I got the peach throat monitor home, and I've always been really creative. Like my mom would pretty much give me, she was a single parent raising me and my sister, and, I was the little boy. So whatever I wanted, my mom would give me, as long as it wasn't a dog or a cat, anything that was caged, she had no problems with. So one time I had asked my mom, hey, Ma, why you like this boa, blah, blah, blah. So like my next birthday, whatever it was, she gives me the boa. Well, I know how hard my mom worked for us. And I didn't have the heart to ask, I need a cage now. So whatever, I started her off as a little baby boa. I started off in like a little aquarium with a screen top, typical shit. And but my grandmother was an artist, so I always had an eye for art, and I love making naturalistic habitats. So one time I was a kid, I needed this cage, and I didn't have money, and I didn't want to ask my mom. And I seen an old console TV. And, back in the day, how those console TVs were, I mean, they were friggin' like a barge. Yeah. So I was like, wow, if I kick the tube out of that thing and put a piece of plexiglass on the front, I bet you that'd be a nice cage. So I converted an old TV into a boa cage, and it's been just ever since then. I see shit on the side of the road. My wife goes crazy because she's like, you ain't getting that in the car. I'm like, watch. So the barrels, all of that stuff. like the barrel idea was an idea I had since I was a kid. Mind you, back then I wasn't thinking of like, you know, a whiskey barrel. I was thinking more like the blue, you know, the plastic barrels.
Right. Yeah, no, I got it. Like the water jugs.
Right, like those big, 55-gallon drums. And because I figure, you know what, with the wood and the humidity, it all rots after a while. But these plastic things would be perfect. So I always had that in my mind. And then as I started really getting into the tree monitors and stuff, I was walking around a Home Depot one day in the new construction area. And I noticed what they call a one-piece bathtub unit. So like for new construction, when you don't have doors and shit on your house, you could bring this stuff in, you know what I mean? Because it's big. So I was like, yeah, you know what? That'd be a great tree monitor cage. So I started buying those things up at the Home Depot, and I converted those into tree monitor cage. So anyone who has tree monitors and you're wondering what's a good cage, well, if you find these, they're called one-piece new construction bathtub units. It's one piece fiberglass. It's coated with I forget what they call that shit. Some kind of whatever a shower is made out of, that smooth stuff. But it's all one piece. And you know, nowadays you can get shower doors that are on slides that are crystal clear, and you can hook up misting systems to it, leave the bottom full of water, or you know, you could have substrate with a drain. They're fantastic. If you go on my website, you can see some of these old cages that I used to build out of the shower and bathtub units. But they're great for tree monitors, boa, you know, like tree boas and high humidity animals like that.
Well, what's the cost of doing something like that?
Well, you know, back in the day, I think they were probably like 175. They're probably like 275, 300 now, something like that.
Right. Okay.
But again, I would take and I would smear brown silicone on the walls and then press orchid bark into it. So climb up the walls and everything. And it's just really nice looking stuff. Nowadays, I've been using Zoopoxy, which is, oh man, this Zoopoxy is a fantastic product for making all these enclosures.
Right. Well, how many lizards do you have in your house right now? How many monitors?
Yeah. I went from, I think it was 9 or 10. I'm down to 1, 2, 3. I got 4 species now that I'm working with.
Okay. And 4 species, but how many monitors exactly?
Oh, about 20 in total. Well, 20, that would be my breeders. And then I have lots of, holdbacks and animals that have just recently hatched that I'm, in the process of selling them.
Right. I got
so
you. Okay.
Probably total at any one time, probably like 40, including babies.
Right. Okay. Gotcha. Now, are you a show guy? Because I've seen you at Tinley and some of the bigger ones. Do you actually vend at tables now? All that? Yeah,
I do. I do. The barrels. That's what I made these barrels for. Bringing, to display my hatchlings to sell them. And it's just a hassle. I'm not young no more. I'm kind of broke down. I'm an orthopedic nightmare. So it's hard for me to move the barrels. And, I always got to have like a friggin' entourage with me with all the kids and everybody that got to help me. But I like doing Tinley because it's a local show to me. And I, know a lot of the people. So like the 2 Tinleys, I always do those. And then I went to Missouri for the NARBC one time.
St. Louis,
but generally that's But generally, it's more like to get out and network and see people and talk to people. Then I'd prefer to sell everything online because I don't have to leave my house. I don't have to load up barrels, But I just do it because me and my wife, we don't go out of town or nothing. So it's kind of like our miniature vacation,
Right, I gotcha. Well, and do you do Morph Market a lot?
I am on Morph Market, but as you can tell with this podcast, I'm super low tech.
Right.
And man, they just keep making it more and more. There's more and more things to do, and I'm very simple. I want to press a couple buttons and have my shit on there. So I do have Morph Market and I do Fauna as well. But for the most part, really, between Instagram and Facebook, I just post pictures of my babies hatching, and people who contact me through there too.
Fucking Fauna, huh? Fucking that's
you believe that?
2006 and shit. Like fucking fucking cool, man. Now like what do you do when you're not doing this monitor shit? Like fucking does Mike have a bunch of hobbies, or is Mike only doing the monitors because he's retired now and he just loves doing the animals?
Yeah, I love doing the animals. Like I said before, as big of a part of it for me as keeping and breeding monitors is setting up naturalistic enclosures and decking them out, to the best of my ability. Art is pretty subjective, but when I look at them, I love it. I could sit back in my chair. I'm a father of 8, so I've been doing youth football and cheerleading because there's only 2 genders. So youth football and cheerleading. I don't do much of the furry shit or whatever. I mean, hey, look, I don't want to get carried away here, but okay.
No, it's all good. If you're going to get carried away, this is the show to get
This is the place. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what, Chris? I feel it.
Yeah. It's, like I was talking about this on a podcast the other day where, listen, if you want to switch over, it's none of my business. Do what you want. But they were asking, do I recognize a bias in the hobby? And I've been to a million shows, and I never saw straight white guys just blocking, transgender guys from fucking getting in. And look, man, I grew up in the fucking 80s with the glam metal bands and the dudes that looked like women and all that. So I don't give a fuck. This is just normal, But at the same time, these people that are like, oh, I feel unsafe at a reptile show because I'm gay or trans. I think that's just a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, that goes a little deeper than feeling threatened by the presence of another human being.
Right.
And we could get into that all day long, but I'm the same way. I was born in 64, so 75, 74, I was 10 years old and into everything, going, from neighborhood to neighborhood. I mixed with black people, with Hispanics, Asians. I come from a real diverse neighborhood or whatever.
Right,
I never seen none of that shit. Even, sexual orientations. I seen it all. I don't care what you do. I don't want to see a man and a woman making out in public either. You know what I mean? And it's just, it's decency. It's got nothing to do with your, prejudice or anything like that. So, like, I don't know, this whole bullshit nowadays with everybody's all sensitive and shit. And, and of course, when the orange guy was in there, make America great again, and people go crazy. People are freaking nuts. And so whenever people would do that, like, I don't really get involved with it anymore because they're way crazier than I am. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They got like more time on their hands than me. But I used to put up Soul Assassin from Woodstock, the Santana.
Right.
There's a white guy on the organ, 2 black guys drumming, a white guy drumming, Santana's a Mexican playing the guitar, and then they pan out to the crowd. 500,000 people. Not one fucking fight. That's Make America Great Again. That's what I'm talking about. Before everybody was told to be offended, because I just don't see it. I'm from Chicago. Right. I don't see it.
Right. No, neither do I. I mean, I watched a white woman tell a black cop that Black Lives Matter. Okay. And like the black guy doesn't realize that already. Like the problem with under 30 white women is they get offended for you, right? So like, and if you talk about, you can't even describe anybody anymore, because remember when we were growing up, if somebody would ask directions, you'd be like, yeah, you go up the block and then you make a left at the Puerto Rican building. And the guy would say, how do you know it's a Puerto Rican building? And you would just say, because there's Puerto Rican people in front of it, right? And that wouldn't be a problem, right? If I said that now, okay.
They'd cancel your ass. Or they'd try anyway.
They would definitely try, yeah. I watched, or I was on a podcast this weekend where they were talking about cis white gendered homophobia, and I was like, I didn't even understand a word that you just said there. So look, I'm old, okay, and I'm not old, and I'm not saying that that's an excuse, but I'm saying like you remember the first time you saw two gay guys kissing, right? And you were just like, ugh, right? And that's like just a natural reaction. Like the first time I saw a dude banging a chick doggy style, I was like, oh, I love this. Like that was my initial reaction. So I don't understand how, just different reactions for things makes you a homophobe or a transphobe or anything like that. Dude, if you're a trans person and you want to be on my show, I will invite you on my fucking show, but you can't be a boring trans person. You can't be a boring gay person. You can't be a boring straight person. Like I have certain, standards that I want to live up to. I don't get a lot of it either. I think a lot of it is manufactured hatred.
Absolutely.
That's what I think.
Absolutely. So, if you got so much time on your hand to like be offended, and you're not living your life, man, just live your life. If that's what you want to do it. If look at me. I mean, look at me. I'm a short, fat Italian guy. I'm broke down. I got this scraggly beard with a skull bead in it. I don't give a fuck what you say what you want about me, because you know what? I come home to my family. Right. They love me. My friends know me. There's just way too much to this life than to be offended by everything. I mean, geez, I got a gap in my teeth. I got a broke down leg. I walk like I got a limp, and people could crack on me all day long. I'll laugh right along with you.
Right.
But be careful, because I'm going to hit back too. And again, it's not, I'm not trying to be rude or insulting. In my day, that was called ball busting. That's all what you did.
That's what you did. Yep.
And it's fun. It's fun. I laugh at myself. I laugh at other people. And you know what, man? Life is short. Don't take yourself so fucking serious.
Yeah. I get so many emails a week, like telling me how you shouldn't have said fag or anything, and I'm like, dude, you don't even know how big I am in the gay community, right? Like, I love gay people. Like, fucking, I wish I had gay neighbors. If they move in, automatically the property value goes up, right? They fucking make everything fucking fabulous. Everything looks amazing, right? Absolutely. So fucking, I am very pro-gay. But I do say fag a lot because I grew up with, if the dude says a puppy is cute, I'm just like, what a fag.
Yeah, but that's from in our days, that wasn't derogatory.
Yeah, it had nothing to do with being gay.
Right. It was like a description. Yeah. I mean, I can remember a buddy of mine, we were all getting high in the woods, catching turtles and shit. And he said something stupid like, isn't this beautiful? There's 12 of us. And we're like, what are you, fucking weird? You know what we're saying. Isn't this beautiful? It's like, yeah, I get you, man. I get you. But you didn't have to put it that way. Here's a story for you, too. I told you I come from diversified neighborhood people of all shapes, sizes, colors, creeds, sexual orientations, whatever. One of my buddies that I went to high school with, his name is Rich Ellinger. He, and I'm sure you probably even know him, his moniker, he's a wrestler. Well, he's getting old, but he's still wrestling. He's coming out here right now to do a show. His moniker in micro championship wrestling is he's the world's largest midget. And I'll tell you, man, when we were coming up, we would always fuck around, wrestle and shit,
Right.
And you couldn't, this kid was maybe 4'11". or a little shorter than 4'11", but you couldn't take this dude down. He was like a fucking fire hydrant. And he's coming to town next week. He's doing a wrestling show here right by the house. So.
See, that's fucking awesome, man.
Yeah,
like,
he makes fun of it too, you know.
Well, right. It's like like I have gay friends that if there's another flamboyant gay in front of them, they'll be like, "Look at this fucking fag," you know.
Right.
So it's just interesting how things have changed in such a short period of time, right? Like this was only 25 years ago, 30 years ago that we were doing this shit. I'll say things now and my niece will be like, "Dude, you can't say that." And I'm like, "Why? Why not?" Like it's going to fucking offend 4 people.
You know what I find is really weird? I think this younger generation, these younger people have been, literally, we think about your TV, people have been programmed.
Yeah.
So now you're offended. It's good to be a victim. Fuck. When I was growing up, you didn't want to show no weakness. So if somebody said, "Hey, you short, fat, gap-toothed fucker," I went along with it, and I said, "Hey, look, you pencil neck geek or whatever, you went, you threw it, you took it, you gave it, and nobody was mad about it. You're all friends at the end of the day.
At the end of the day, everybody's still buddies, man.
Bottom line is, you can't take yourself too seriously. Come on.
Yeah. This is what happens when everybody gets a trophy, okay?
Yeah.
Because this is the result, 20 years later of everybody getting a trophy, and it just falling to shit. And I know I'm the minority, but luckily I have an ability to say stupid shit and still come off as likable. So, I could say all this shit and people will still be like, "Oh, it's just fucking Chris," right?
Right.
Whereas if a more serious guy said it, they'd be like, "Fuck that guy. He's transphobic, homophobic, racist, fucking sexist." And you can't even tell women they're good looking anymore. You can't even be like, "You're hot." They get offended.
Oh, this brings me back to a thing. When I was working downtown doing concrete, oh man, I forget what year it was, but they were like, we used to take our lunch out in front of the building. Nobody would eat. We just watch the women and smoke cigarettes, whatever. And all of a sudden, a superintendent came up to me and my crew, and the guy says, "You can't look at girls for more than 13 seconds," or whatever the number was. I'm like, "We were looking at the girl for more than 13 seconds?" They said, "Yeah, well, I watched you." I'm like, "So you're watching me longer than 13 seconds? I'm offended." Get the fuck out of here with that crazy shit.
Yeah, they can watch you for more than 13 seconds, but you can't watch the girl. It's so fucking...
It is.
The nice thing is you see it kind of imploding on itself now.
Oh, yeah.
And you see, where they're, for instance, like the Will Smith crying thing and the Johnny Depp fucking thing. You see it fucking kind of backing in and they're eating themselves now,
Yeah.
So it's just going to be a matter of time before it gets back to somewhat normal. And I know I'm going to get a bunch of emails telling me, fuck you, this is the new normal. But I don't think it is. And
you know what? That's the thing. I mean, we talk like this and we're from a different generation or whatever.
Right.
Where we don't think of it like that. But when somebody says, "Oh, I heard what you were saying, fuck you," that motherfucker's serious.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh,
we're
without
playing.
a doubt. Yeah.
That motherfucker is serious. He's saying, "Fuck you." Get out of here.
Yeah. I don't understand. Like when I grew up, like my father's a black guy, right? So how are you going to call me racist, you fucking idiot?
Yeah, exactly.
You never thought to yourself, "Oh, I don't want to invite that guy into our crew because he's a black guy." Well, like if anything, you would say, "Don't invite that guy into our crew. He's an Italian guy," right? But fucking somehow we would get into all of the groups, right?
Right.
So I just fucking don't understand.
We're talking about these social and political type issues. There's only one thing that I'm anti. I'm anti-stupid. I'm anti-mean. And I'm anti-victim, man. It takes a lot to be that victim.
Yeah.
Because if you just applied yourself, You could be a victor.
Right.
You need to be a victim. I mean, the
Yep.
victims, they got all these issues and problems, man. Just, man, grab yourself up. And I know it seems not right, but again, from the era that we come from, and you didn't have time to be weak. And I'm not saying that they're weak, but you didn't want to be a victim. You didn't want to be the last guy. You strive, and you didn't want third place. If you ain't first, you're last.
Right. Yeah.
And that's the mentality that I think we lost in this country and in this world. Actually, it's fashionable to be a victim. It's fashionable.
Right. The white privilege thing just drives me nuts.
Yeah,
Because white privilege, I'm like, I grew up fucking lower middle class, and like I knew a guy that had a jacket, right? I thought that was pretty cool while I was shivering my ass off, like fucking with a t-shirt, and I was like, he's a privileged motherfucker. But how like how the kids grow up today is so different. Like these parents don't even let them out of the house, and they're helicopter parents and all that other shit. And I know we're probably getting too into this, but the victim mentality, people don't realize. And I say this all the time, that 99% of your problems could be traced back to your fault. In other words, a dumb decision that you made, a fucking stupid, I'm not saying, like fucking you get into a car accident or fucking, whatever. But I'm talking about the choices that you made affect your life, and then you whine about it. I'm like, dude, you made that fucking choice, you idiot. So now it's your job to fucking fix it. And nobody wants to fix it these days,
No,
So,
no, they want to take a pill and it'll go away. It ain't. That's bullshit.
Well, and I'm honestly a big fan of taking a pill if it'll fix it. Like high blood pressure, cholesterol.
Oh yeah, I get it.
Fucking all of those, I'll do it. But it's just. I mean, we're probably getting too into this right now.
Yeah.
But tell me about Monitor Fest.
Oh man, Monitor Fest was a fucking blast. So Brian Waterloo, he's a lifelong friend of mine, one of the young guys that we used to go out catching snakes and doing all the crazy shit. So in like with me, with those barrels, it was a childhood dream. Well, he's always had this dream to do Monitor Fest. And, after years of talking about it and planning, he finally got it to happen. So, I've been pushing it a little bit. He's pushing it. He's real. He's a great dude, man. He's a great dude, but he's probably a lot more like you and me. He don't have tolerate. I can hide it a little bit, and deal with it because I got 8 kids. He can't. He has no kids, and he got no tolerance for bullshit. So when he really wanted to get this thing off the ground. So finally this year we did it, and man, it was a success. It was beautiful. And now next year we're planning, we're probably going to do it. That was at his house, and he's got beautiful enclosures, beautiful animals. We're going to probably do it off site. So, and for a couple days rather than one. So it's going to be more. We're hoping to get it to be more like a get together still, but more like a symposium where, whatever. One day maybe I'll speak, one day he'll speak, or we'll have other speakers come in. Of course, because it'll be off site, we're going to have to charge admission. But there'll be
like
food.
A Venom Fest.
Yeah, food and drink, and just like this, just sitting around. It was so fun to sit around with a bunch of like-minded adults from, 20 years old to 60 or older. And just everybody's laughing, having a good time. No, none of that bullshit. We're eating sandwiches, drinking beer. It was just a blast, Yeah. So we're going to do another one in 2023, and we're going to kick it up a notch. But that's Brian Waterloo's baby. He's been talking about it for years.
Well, let me know. I would definitely fly out to that just because it just seems like my type of thing,
Oh, you'd have a blast. You'd fit right in.
Yeah.
You'd fit right in.
Please excuse this brief interruption for a word from one of our sponsors. how fucking thrilled am I to have Focus Cubed Habitats joining the Snakes and the Fat Man family. They are literally the best display cages that I've ever owned. I was a fan of this husband and wife team of builders from when they were putting out these amazing pieces of fucking art from their garage. Stephen and Ashley have been keeping reptiles for years, and as experienced keepers, they understand how important your animals are in your life. Focus Cubed Habitats provide security and comfort for your animals while maintaining these insane, badass designs that everyone can appreciate. They give you the opportunity to make their home part of your home. You want options? They've got options. Every Focus Cubed habitat is custom made to your specs, and you could choose from hundreds of options on their website. Too many options? Ashley and Steven have a huge selection of blog-style articles and complete accessory fact pages on their website to help educate consumers about add-ons that will best fit their individual needs. Listen, at the end of the day, these fucking cages are showpieces. Every cage that Focus builds will be the centerpiece of your reptile room. Hell, they could be the centerpiece of your fucking living room. If you have reptiles that you want to display, look no further than Focus Cubed Habitats. You can follow them on Instagram, Facebook, and even fucking TikTok. Or just go old school and go right to FocusCubedHabitats.com and tell them that the Fat Man told you to drop them a line. I definitely, like the vibe out there. When you're breeding, is the monitors morph specific on everything, or do you just put together monitors and take the babies and sell them, and you're not really working on a designer monitor?
No, well, I'm not a color morph guy, so banana cream, vanilla swirl, butterscotch, spot nose. I can't even keep track with all that shit. It's starting to happen in the monitor world a little bit with some albinos and caramel albinos and T positives and T negatives. It's like a nightmare to me, to be honest with you. Since I was a kid, I always loved locale specific classic examples of the animals. So now, since I've been really cranking out the Mertens and Coming Eye and stuff, there are a few traits I'm trying to work on, but again, it's no anomalies. It's just like my Mertens. I have 7 holdbacks that I held them back because they're, a Mertens is kind of like an olive green color with gold flecking on their bodies.
Right.
A few of my hatchlings, they came out with less flecking and larger dots. So, when I get these next 7 into my breeder cage, I'm shooting to get like a green lizard with yellow polka dots, actual, polka dots, not the flecking, not the dots that I have now, but actual big polka dots, kind of like how on a croc monitor has the big dots.
Right. Okay.
So that's something I'm interested in. And my Coming Eye are they're Mindanao locale specific. They're not whiteouts, so their colors don't fade into that white, purple, whatever. Mine stay highlighter yellow and jet black, and that's what I love. So that's what I produce. I do have some. I just got into a new project, which is banded sulfur monitors from Java.
Oh, okay.
Well, I have this one female. She looks like a fucking Spencer's. She is completely. She's black and yellow, no muddy in between. So I'm gonna really work hard on making the best sulfurs in the country for sure.
Okay. And what's a normal? Are these small monitors or are they rather larger monitors?
Of the species that I'm keeping currently, I have Varanus similis, and that's an Audatria. That's a dwarf monitor. So those get maybe 24, 28 inches. Okay. That's not real big at all. Mertens are what you'd call a medium-sized monitor, max out at about 4 feet. Coming Eye are a smaller species of water monitor,
get 5.5, maybe 6 foot. And the only reason I say that is because people, you know, they know of what 6 footer. Okay, everybody does, right?
Right.
But the sulfurs, you know, those are giants. They're 7 foot, 60, 80, 90 pounds. And I have 5 of those. So, yeah.
So the caging in your house has to be pretty extensive, huh?
Yeah, I got some big cages. I'm in the process right now. Most of my cages are like 8 foot long, 4 feet wide, 6 feet high with, 2 feet of dirt. You got to have a lot of dirt to breed these things. I have one walk-in cage. It's probably 10 by 8, and that's, over 6 feet tall. And I'm actually throwing in 2 more walk-in enclosures like that for the sulfurs.
Okay. And you can't really keep these things outside with the area that you live in, right?
No. Are you kidding me?
Like,
I don't even, like you, I don't go outside. It's too hot.
Yeah.
It's too cold. I mean, we get a few months where it's beautiful, but that's, it sucks.
Yeah, the 2 months don't make up for the other 10.
No.
Fucking believe me. Yeah, it's just a word. I used to live in LA where it was 75 to 80 degrees every day. And believe me, once you spend a week here, you miss that, So, but now you mostly sell on Instagram and Facebook, right?
Yeah, and then like I said, Fauna and Morph Market, I have ads, but I don't refresh them often.
And what's your average, would you say, like price point, for a monitor?
Merton's babies I sell for $2,500. Coming Eye I sell for $2,000. Sulfurs, man, I don't even want to put a price tag on them yet because, like, I've seen some. And again, whoever's listening, don't get offended. It's just the way I talk. I've seen some real dogs. They're pretty muddy looking. They're not clean like mine, and I'm not trying to build mine up or nothing. But they're really nice. And they were going for like $3,800. So I can imagine mine will at least be that, probably more. And Varanus similis, which are the spotted tree monitors from New Guinea and Australia, really, really, I'm not even sure how many times they've been bred in the United States. I'm thinking maybe never. Those, I'll probably hold back most of the first, second, third clutch, to establish a nice captive-born population of them. But again, I would imagine I would want $1,500 each for the babies.
Okay. Well, and do you keep up with like the snake hobby?
A little bit. I have some snakes.
Oh, okay. Well, what kind of snakes do you have?
I love my rainbow boas. So I have 1.2 rainbow boas, and I'm always into like large colubrids. So I wanted to get Eastern indigos, but with all the permits and all that other bullshit, I don't want none of that. So I have a pair of Mexican rubidus, which are fucking gorgeous.
Oh, that's
mine are almost
awesome.
Yeah, they're almost like an electric blue. They're just gorgeous. And then I just picked up a pair of emerald tree boas, northerns.
Oh, okay.
My female, she's patternless, and she's got a cluster of scales on the back half of her body. And I just posted this on Instagram and Facebook. But it's a cluster of blue spots, probably 15, 20 scales. And I was really looking into it because I just thought that was unusual. And I was really looking at it. I'm zooming in on these photos I got. And I'm looking at it. There's a fucking question mark, a white question mark in the middle of the blue.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah. So I'm really digging these guys. And I'm going to, breed those. And that's it for the snakes.
So no ball pythons.
My son's got a whole room full of them. Yeah. That ain't for me.
Well, we're almost going to wrap things out here, but what's the best and worst thing about the hobby right now?
Oh, man. You know what? I got to watch my P's and Q's here more than what we were talking about before. So I guess what kind of gets me is I've been in this shit my whole life. And, I've worked with everything from tarantulas to goldfish to parakeets to pigeons, everything.
Right.
And, I feel I've forgotten more shit than some of these people in the social media world talk about, like they're experts and stuff. I mean, right. I've been doing these monitors for 30 plus years, and I don't consider myself an expert at all. If anything, I would say I'm an expert in their captive husbandry. I don't really know about their, where they come from. I mean, I know where they come from in a while, but you know what I mean? Not some people are like encyclopedias. Right. Oh, right. That comes from Mindanao. That comes from Laos. And I'm not like that, but I got them dialed in captivity. That's all I can say.
Right. Okay. So, and what do you think the best thing about the hobby is?
The best thing about the hobby too has got to be social media. I mean, we could talk to people from around the globe, and if you believe in the globe, some people believe in flat Earth.
Flat Earth. Yeah, fucking it happens. Yeah.
So whatever it is, a globe or a plane, you can connect with people from all over, and I really like your personality. I like certain people's personalities, and I and I'm not for everybody, and everybody's not for me. Right. But it's nice because you could be cordial, right. on Facebook or Instagram, and you could what's the word I'm looking for? You could like network with people and talk with them, and like even watching some podcasts. Like Keith McPeak was on MJ last night, I believe.
Last night, yeah.
And man, oh man, I mean, just you can sometimes you just got to sit back, shut the fuck up, and listen, because man, I got more enlightenment listening to them too in the hour, than I could have done reading articles and books. And so I like that about it too. I like meeting really cool people that have the same interest, and I don't know, it's almost like you share a camaraderie with people who put themselves through this shit. I mean, this ain't it's a hobby, but I don't treat it like a hobby. I mean, this is like, and I don't want to sound like a chooch, this is like my life's work. You know what I mean? Right, I mean, This is something I've been doing since I was a kid, and I thank God that I have the success that I have. Because like I say, I'm an idiot. I'm a concrete finisher. I love making beautiful habitats. I love monitor lizards. And somehow the good Lord brings it all together for me, and I'm grateful.
Well, I'm pretty sure you love fucking too with 8 kids. Like fucking,
I got the TV fixed now. Everything's okay.
No more, right?
No more.
So, Mike, how could people get in touch with you?
You can get in touch with me. Mike's Monitors on Instagram. Mike's Monitors on Facebook. Mike's Monitors on YouTube. Michael Stefani on Facebook. That's more like my family personal shit with my grandbabies and everything, but I answer there too. Let's see, what is that? And then more.
Oh man, we were almost getting through it. Morph Market, Mike's Monitors. Well, I think Mike is fucking frozen. But I'm going to end it for him. But what a fucking great guy, man. Fucking, I'm loving this fucking dude. Look, Mike's Monitors, everybody. Here you go. Here at Snakes and a Fat Man, we're huge supporters of diversity. We're proving that point here by having our first ever boa breeder as a sponsor on the show. Boa Affliction has been around since 2010, and when they saw the VPI T-positive gene, they immediately shifted their focus and decided to make not just visually stunning albino boas, but they quickly realized that the T-positive snows and sun glows really stood apart from the T-negative albinos that were available at the time. This original VPI gene has maintained its place in the market for the last 10 years and shows no sign of slowing down. Here's the thing. When you invest into your 401k, A 401k for all you ball python people is a fund that you invest in for your retirement. But when you invest in a 401k, you just don't invest in Walmart. You invest in Amazon, Verizon, Bitcoin, blah, blah, blah. That's all we're trying to say here. 100% of your collection doesn't have to be ball pythons. Throw a few boas in there and be part of a different type of cool crowd. And when you do that, invest with Kenny over at Boa Affliction. Great, no bullshit guy with an awesome website. And how in the fuck am I gonna say no to a guy who uses this chick in his promo picture? Can't do it. Can't do it. I tried everything. Go check out Kenny today at boaffliction.com. Sticking with my supporting of diversity, I actually hired a millennial to handle all my social media, but I had to fire him because he didn't show up for work. So I'm just going to leave this picture up here for a little while longer. Guys, thank you so much for fucking meeting and listening to Mike with me. He's fucking awesome. If you're into any kind of fucking monitors, call fucking Mike. He's a fucking badass, cool motherfucker. I just fucking love the guy. All right, so you know the deal. We drop new podcasts on the 1st and the 15th of every month. We still do the open Zoom calls. I believe the next one is on June 19th. Yeah, I mean, it's Father's Day. I don't know what to tell you. We got to stick to a schedule, but fucking face it. 8 o'clock is the start time. And by the time 8 o'clock comes, you know you're going to be fucking exhausted from your fucking stupid family, and you're just gonna want a break. And you're just gonna have to say to your wife or kids, like, listen, for Father's Day, all I want is 2 fucking hours that I could sit in on a Zoom call and be a member of the Reptile Cool Guy Club and actually laugh a little bit, because my family and my fucking children have been the reason that I cry all fucking year. So stop by the Zoom call. Now, if you really want to be a ranking member of the Reptile Cool Guy Club and you have the ability to help the channel out, be like all these people scrolling up here and join the Snakes and the Fat Man Patreon family, where you'll have access to cool behind the scenes shit. I'll post previews of things. I will get you guys discounts from companies that I have guests on the show with. And you'll have exclusive content that I record just for Patreon that's definitely non-PC, and I can't be reprimanded for it, okay? So it's a fun time. Go join Snakes and the Fat Man on the Patreon page. It's patreon.com/Snakes and the Fat Man. I'm telling you, I mean, it starts at like $5 a month. I definitely think I'm worth $5 a month. I definitely don't think I'm worth $50 a month. But I'm kind of worth everything in between, because, like all my girlfriends say when they date guys like me, guys that look like me just try harder, okay? That's all I'm saying. Fucking, I'm going to do what I have to do to make you laugh. Just like I did it with them to try to make them. I mean, it's probably gone by now, but, you could put the arrow back a little bit. Check out all the people that were up here. You know what? I'm going to roll it again right now. You got to check out these guys and follow them on their Instagrams and their Facebooks and their YouTubes. I mean, these guys are really the diehard supporters that really keep me going. And we may not have as many as some of the other big guys, but the people that we do have fucking rock. And, I just want to make sure that you follow all these people, because they fucking rock my world. There's also some things that we're working on that I never considered doing before, but am considering now, and I'm not going to announce them, but you're going to know when you see them, because you're going to be like, what the fuck? Fat Man's never going to do that. Surprise. Fat Man is going to do that, but it's going to take a little bit of planning. Also, I'm doing another No One's Safe with MJ over on his channel, so look for that on the last Thursday of the month. And that about wraps it up. So guys, thanks for sticking around. I hope to see you at the Zoom call on the 19th, I think. And if not, I'll see you guys here in 2 weeks. Thanks for always supporting, guys. I fucking love you guys. Everyone talks their own shit about what kind of racks you should buy. Metal racks are great, but everyone doesn't want a goddamn 7-foot high, 6-foot wide, 2,000-pound metal rack in their fucking house. That's a 2-refrigerator footprint, man. 2 fucking refrigerators. Sea Serpents makes insane quality racks that could fit anywhere. They're stackable PVC racks that are living room friendly, and they're shipped fully assembled with heat tape already installed. Just plug it into a thermostat and you're ready to go. When we had the shop, we had over 20 Sea Serpent racks there before they ever became a sponsor of Snakes and the Fat Man. I don't breed much anymore these days, but I still have a few racks here in my house, and you could be goddamn sure that they're Sea Serpents. Oh, and they also make hotbox incubators, probably the best reptile incubators made in America. At the height of our breeding business, we had 4 4-foot hotbox incubators, and again, I still have a small hotbox incubator here in case anything I keep actually does breed. Go to SeaSerpents.com and check out their incredible selection of PVC racks and tell Chris Nettles that the Fat Man sent you.